Right.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Pete's Basement Show. Jay, thanks for coming back. Welcome
Great
to the
be
show.
Here. Another lovely disaster.
Every time you're on the show, you always come in and be like, hey, dude, you want a shot of whiskey? You're like, nah, man, I was drunk last night.
Hey, what am I on my third now?
Yeah, about that. I'm always glad I could be a bad influence on you.
Somebody has to.
What's he yelling about?
I'm not yelling. This is just how I talk.
Loud is not allowed.
You've obviously never had a Sunday dinner in my house.
Sunday or Sunday?
Sunday.
Sunday.
All right. Before we get to this week's comics, dude, you have a Power Man and Iron Fist T-shirt.
Yes,
and
I do.
Unless I miss my guess, Iron Fist is you.
Yes. Did I just?
How'd you guess?
No, I missed my guess.
This is a podcast I do called Happy Hour.
Wait, what? You're cheating on us?
Yeah.
You fucking whore.
I get as many podcasts as I can in. Yeah.
That's what she said.
Thank you.
Sometimes I'll do 2 or 3 podcasts at once.
You slut.
It's like Clinical.
But this is, it's called Happy Hour. It's something I do at, remember that place? You were actually on the show before, whether you knew it or not.
I didn't know that.
My bachelor party at Dominique's Hook.
Okay.
We were actually recording before I got so shit-faced I couldn't walk home.
That's understandable.
Remember that part?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were kind of in the background, but you'll have to be on the show one time. But we do a podcast every Friday at Dominique's Hook.
At Happy
in
Hour?
Queens. Yeah, at Happy Hour. We do it. We started at 4 o'clock because Happy Hour kicks in around 5, so we try to get it before there's a lot of background noise. Mm-hmm. But we actually record there, and I record with Daryl Taylor, who's Power Man here. This guy.
It's a really well done T-shirt.
Isn't it? It's actually this is a drawing I actually did for a commission I did one time, but I wanted to make it look like the old '70s Marvel.
Right. Power Man and
very
Iron
successful.
Fist,
Yeah. Yep. Heroes for Hire, best comic book ever in the '70s. But yeah, you can find that at thetaylornetwork.wordpress.com, and just go over. There's like 5 different podcasts there. Happy Hour is one we do, so listen to that, and we'll have you guys on the show as soon as you can get there. If you can get there on a Friday afternoon. Most people do this. What's it called? Work. So it's hard.
It's kind of a bitch, actually. Yeah.
It's surprising how hard it is to get people to drink in the middle of the day.
No, that's not necessarily a problem. It's getting out of work to drink.
We've had some good guests though. We had like Keith the Candido. We just had Ben McCool on the other day. So, but comic people don't work.
I imagine Keith the Candido like he just comes into the bar with like a jump kick and then he lands. Like I don't know if that's the case, but that's how I imagine it.
He's like a crazy karate Muppet or something.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to fight now because I instantly agreed with the Muppet line. I didn't even know you were going there, but all right, fair enough. Keith and I could just take this outside.
He moves like a Muppet.
I know. We do like comic books and stuff on the show. But before we even get to the comic books, we do have a winner in the past 2 weeks contest. All right.
Pardon me.
That's okay. The Primo, and I hope I'm saying that right. He's either your cousin or the Primot on YouTube. Answered. He was the first person to answer correctly, and he was right. Supergirl was the name of the movie that I was referencing with the quantum vortex and risking one's destruction in it. It was a fairly decent movie for the 80s.
Really?
I'm lying. No, I'm
No,
not.
yeah. Okay,
I'm lying. Honestly, like every time I watched that movie, like when I was a kid, I kept waiting for Christopher Reeve to show up, and he never did.
And save the movie.
Instead, I got Peter O'Toole and a flat-chested Helen Slater.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened?
It was a horrible movie.
Like, didn't they have Brandy Brant in the 80s that could have filled out that costume a little bit better? Just a thought. What's this?
There are no
God, he's not so
segues.
loud anymore. This is
A book.
a big book. Now, we talked before, and maybe you can cut it in, the interview.
So I have nothing else to do.
Yeah, okay.
No,
but we at New York Comic Con, we talked to A. David Lewis.
Chain World was actually a video game, and the rare thing about this video game is that there's only one copy that exists anywhere. People play it and then pass it on, and they make changes that they want to make. And I thought this would be a great idea for a graphic novel. We had a Kickstarter campaign that was very successful. JK is aboard as an artist, Leah Hernandez, Chanda Free, Jason Copeland, and Ben Toll, a number of Eisner nominees. What's going to be happening is the book is going to start with only JK's cover and only one page completed. And then it's going to be passed from artist to artist at random until it hits one of the anchor artists. They're then going to contribute a page, and it's going to continue at random until all 200 pages are filled. It's only going to be handed between trusted individuals, one artist who likes another artist's work.
Is he a trusted individual?
He's trusted by me, and that's why we're starting this. That's right. The anchor artists do receive a fee for this, a retainer for being part of the project, and the rest of the artists or writers that might get involved just sort of get the pleasure of being part of this organic forming story.
It's actually like a combination between a jam piece and a chain letter. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the first page and I'm going to pass it on to you and Roger on next week's episode.
Okay.
So I don't know if this is the part you didn't know yet, but you guys are doing the second page of this, and then you're going to pass it on to somebody else. And the idea is you'll take a picture and you put it up on this blog so we can track like how this is going. But the fact is there's only going to be this one book in existence, and it's going to be all original art.
Words, Pete, words.
And it's got words on there introduced, and all the paper is like this high
nice,
quality watercolor paper.
Yeah.
So
Who did
you can
that
do
one?
like thick inks, watercolor, paint, whatever you want, whatever medium. But it's all up to the particular artist writer team or artist writer person that's doing each page. And we just want to see what people will do when they don't have editors on their back, when they don't have to consider demographics, or just do the comic books you want to do and see where it goes.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a great
I've
experiment.
actually physically drawn something.
Well, you're gonna have to now.
All right, no,
So
it's fine.
We
I'm
chose
cool
you
with
for
it.
second page.
It's kind of.
And actually,
kind of an
next
honor.
week's episode, I'm going to be back here, and I'm going to show you my page I did, and then I'm going to pass it on to you on the air, and then on the next episode, you can show the work you did, and then we'll give out the website, and people can kind of track where it's going from there.
Are you gonna do them chronologically? They're not gonna start to go to page 50 and just draw something, and you have to kind of lead up.
No. The idea is you take the page before and then continue the story.
Right, okay.
So you look at the characters and go like, what do I want to do? What do I want to see these characters do? Or how do I want to change this world? Or what do I want to do with it? So it's going to be a continual story. So everybody has to. If that would defeat the purpose if they jumped pages.
Around,
So that's what's going to happen, and we'll have more on this next week, and we'll actually talk to the guy that came up with the idea via the Pete phone, A. David Lewis, and he can tell you a lot more about this than I can. I just draw the pictures. But I also wanted to show you this, because I got this, and I know I showed you before.
A box? Oh, you didn't show
It's a box, look. But IDW's
Life is pretty much centered around box.
IDW is putting out this artist editions, which is a brilliant idea that Scott Dunbar came up with.
That's
and
awesome. You didn't get the big
he
one.
just recently sent me this, and this is the.
Wow.
I don't think this is the latest. There's one after this, but this is the John Romita one. They did a Walt Simonson Thor.
Yeah.
But the idea is
Awesome.
they take actual size photographs of the pages as they really are. So you can see like the blue line pencil. You can see the yellowing, the pasted up lettering. Because that's how they did before digital lettering. That's how they did it back in the '60s, and it's just amazing to see. It's like having a book full of the original pages in front of you, and they actually got this one from
This
a.
is like this retails like that you can buy something like this.
Yeah, there's a limited edition. It's definitely like a limited edition art book.
What
So
does something
they're
like this
hard
run
to
for?
find. I think they're like they start at like $100 or something.
That's
I think
really
when
not
they first
that bad,
came out.
actually.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No,
That's
I don't know if
something
the
really cool
price
to
is
have.
on here, but
That
yeah.
wouldn't even fit on my shelves.
But they have some like Golden Age editions, which are like twice the size, like because they do it actual size. They print the book the size of the actual originals, so it really feels like you're looking at the actual originals. So the Golden Age stuff is like this huge book. I wouldn't even know where to put that. But they ship them in these nice little boxes to keep them safe. Yeah. And
badass.
I kept it. I'm always going to keep it in this box until I can find like a big glass frame.
That's a really cool thing to have in and of itself because, I mean, we were discussing it before. John Romita is the quintessential Spider-Man
He
artist.
is my Spider-Man. He'll always
yeah.
be the guy that... He introduced me to Spider-Man, and what was the guy after him in the 70s?
Gil Kane.
Yeah. That's my Spider-Man. That's the Spider-Man bed sheets I had his art on it, like when I was a kid.
But he was very, like, he didn't differentiate too much from Romita's.
He was the next. He was like what Larson did with McFarlane.
Yeah.
At first, like he tried to emulate him. He found his own thing eventually, but it didn't really deviate as far as Larson did from McFarlane.
I mean, even growing up, I watched Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends on Saturday mornings and everything, and that
was my gateway drug into comics.
Yeah,
that show was
absolutely.
like awesome. Yeah. I was watching that show like right at the same time I discovered X-Men, which was kind of cool because X-Men cameoed in that, and I nearly
Several
lost my
times,
shit.
actually, yeah.
Happened 3 times I think, but
there
there was no X-Men on
Pride
TV.
of the X-Men.
Well, no, that was the pilot that never happened. That was prior to the X-Men was the X-Men pilot that they did.
Okay, but there was another one with Kitty Pryde. I remember she had like the little Jewish star that she wore.
Yeah, and she talked like a
everything.
transvestite or something
Yeah,
in that one.
they
was
felt like a stupid cyborg, but the best one was the origin of Firestar when the Juggernaut came out.
Yeah.
That was the fucking best episode. You guys playing Skullsy without us?
Yeah.
Dicks.
You're having a
I will kick your ass in Skullsy.
Well, let me just say one more thing before I let you get, because like I'm taking up too much time. But I wanted to show you some pages from a new book I'm doing that's coming out in a few weeks. It's I don't know if you ever heard of Star Trek or Doctor Who.
Yes.
But
Star Trek. Isn't that like the thing with Darth Vader and everything?
I think so. Yeah, I'm not really. I'm not really.
Much shit
Yeah,
for
you
that.
are.
I'm not really
You really
clear on
are.
that now. But I'm doing. Here, look at these pages. But I'll show the covers actually, and you can look at those pages. But it's the first ever crossover with Doctor Who sanctioned because the BBC is very protective of this property.
Very much so.
This is a very historical event that they're actually allowing this. And as a result, I think they might actually get Doctor Who comics in England because I think we're selling this in England because it's a Star Trek book. But they can't get Doctor Who comics in England. They're only licensed for America. So we're not selling these over there. But I think, if I understand it right, this Doctor Who Star Trek crossover is going to be sold in England. So
These are two massive franchises, man.
this is a very scary thing to work on because
the fans are
no
fucking
pressure,
nuts.
yeah.
They're gonna
But I
rip a
mean,
new
but
one.
the thing is, I'm also a fan, so like I'm not that worried about it because I feel like I'm on the same level as them.
justice, yeah.
I'm just as picky as they are. Although some people would point out something about Worf's sash not being right, and I'd be like,
Bite me, fanboy.
yeah. It's meaning this guy.
I just pointed it out.
This is work.
It was actually this page.
Yeah.
Worf is about the size of a quarter here.
And he has a little emblem here.
And
which has
sometimes
a sash.
when you draw characters that small, you have to take some detail out, even in the face and stuff. But he didn't have like the
the
little.
ridges is much detailed, yeah.
Yeah, well,
No,
do what you have
completely,
to.
I understand. I'm not that bad of a fan.
I reiterate, this is watercolor.
This is gouache, but I used in
I've
the
never seen
background.
you paint colored gouache. I never see you paint colored gouache. I thought you see you doing black and
Well,
white.
funny. I noticed you have Everlast. A fan of Everlast, when I did the book, came and visited me in New York and brought me a full color
Yeah, I
gouache
remember you mentioned
set.
it last time.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, I can paint. So now I paint in color.
Ah.
Yeah.
Did you ever use the gouaches I gave you? Fuck.
Yes, I do.
All right.
But some of them are dried up. 'Cause
Hey, what do you
they're
like?
like years
Again,
old.
remember the last time I painted was probably like almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, like I opened one of them up and
This is
dust
cool.
came out.
Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, that's the
holodeck.
this is the TARDIS on the holodeck. It's from issue 2. I probably shouldn't show it, but here we go.
Sorry, we'll make a scan of it. That's all.
Yeah. But let me show you the covers because I can't show every page. But this is the originals for the first cover, and this was composited. The portraits were put over the scene.
Oh, those are
Get a good
nice.
shot of that. Are you getting glare or should I?
Fucking awesome enterprise you did, man.
Oh, thanks. I'll give you the file so you can run it over this. But the cover the cover for 3 you're gonna love. This is the cover for 2 where we show the 2 villains, and the cover for 3 we have a nice little flashback where the Thomas Baker Doctor meets Captain Kirk and the gang. So the best part of this cover that I liked was having putting the Galileo right next to the TARDIS.
Like
That was
the
kind of
Borg.
cool.
That was nice.
You're a nerd.
I know, I'm a nerd. And here's the drawing next to this has nothing to do, but this is the 4th cover, and the drawing next to it is Kirk.
So you
and
mix a
Carbonate.
Hellraiser.
Huh?
That Hellraiser box?
No, that's the Borg cube.
That's a Borg cube.
Oh.
It's shit.
I
Yeah,
don't know anything about it.
yeah, it's a Borg cube.
It's like a beehive inside.
But I did put just for
box?
fun. I always wanted to draw a
no,
Borg
this
skull.
ship is massive. It's a massive.
Oh,
cube
it's
traveling through space.
it's like 30 times the size of the Enterprise.
Yeah.
And it's giant.
It's badass.
It's not very streamlined.
Doesn't have to be.
Well, it doesn't have to be. It flies through space. There's no aerodynamics to consider there.
Solar winds, man. Science.
Yeah, you know how much space there is between stars, especially when you're flying.
Lots of it. That's
Yeah.
why it's called space.
Yeah, so you don't have to really worry about
It's
it.
a lot of space. The Kirk and Carbonite.
And that's Kirk and Carbonite.
that's just-
yeah.
yeah.
And that was for something else I did for the Lucas company. Was they wanted to, for Roddenberry company that they wanted to pitch to Lucas.
All right. So I think like the premise of this show used to be that we reviewed comic books or something, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you try that?
All right.
See how that works.
Captain America 11. I thought you guys swore off Captain America.
I did when he was reverting back to his skinny ass pre-juiced up days.
But they stopped that shit. Now he's back to him just fighting crime and just.
So what's the new story arc about?
About Captain America.
Thank you, Steve.
That's really it. He just goes on another mission. And
Who's the villain?
I don't even remember. It's just I was just so happy to see him not turning into that skinny bastard
Was there
again.
like a specific villain? I can't think of who.
How long did they make him like?
It was like a
back
good
to-
6-issue thing that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
It kind of alluded in the first story arc. They introduced this new guy
Now,
called named Bravo.
How do they do that though? I mean, like once you take the serum, it mutates him. How do they unmutate him? Did they explain
I
it?
have
Or?
no idea. It was just bad.
You just
It was
stopped
that
reading,
bad.
so you don't care.
Yeah, it was kind of whack, honestly. You know, it was not such
But
a
it's
great
back.
storyline.
Everything's good.
He's back to normal.
So far,
Cap is back.
So now, I know this is one of the 900 titles going off of Avengers versus X-Men, but New Avengers 26.
it's good. It turns out that there was a previous Iron Fist that was a woman and a redhead, and
Gingers have no souls.
Iron Fister.
That's what they say.
well, she's.
Well, they are a rare mutatic, like a genetic mutation. I mean, they're going extinct.
I did know that.
think-
And that's science.
That's science.
That's sad science. I want a ginger. Anyways, she eventually becomes the avatar of the Phoenix Force.
Uh-huh.
So that should be
So
interesting.
she's...
So the
that-
Phoenix
when
Force
we-
only
No,
works
no.
on redheads?
Yeah.
Is that how,
Yeah,
I mean,
Hey,
Wow,
noticed
that's a
that.
really
I'm noticing a
stupid
trend.
observation. That like, no, not saying you're stupid
He
for seeing
called
it, but
you
like,
stupid.
like, wow, like fucking, you think Marvel would
I
have
hurt my
clued
feelings.
into
I'm
that?
not gonna.
Yeah.
No, I
no,
didn't mean it that way.
No, but they're
Technically-
doing it on. But they're doing it on purpose. Obviously, I mean, they can't just be coincidence. Oh, redhead.
Two redheads.
The
yeah.
Maybe
Scarlet
Phoenix
Witch
got
is
a
going to end
fetish.
up a Phoenix Force after a
the
while.
triplets, the cuckoos, they were once quadruplets. They
Yeah,
had
they're
some
blonde-
of the
they're blonde, though.
Blonde girls, yeah, they had a Phoenix Force for a while.
Right.
Oh,
Not
okay.
not the full blown Force, but some
No,
of it.
because they're not redheads.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Leave it
Mini
alone.
Force.
Just kind of like
a hand
halfway
job.
there.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Not a full blown force. Just kind of left in the middle of it and walked
That
away.
one costs an extra $50.
Oh, did you see the preview for Expendables 2?
No.
Oh, with Chuck Norris?
Well, Chuck Norris, but even Schwarzenegger's like, I'm back.
Did he?
Yeah,
Yeah, because now he's not in office. He can actually be in the movie.
you didn't see the when
Because who wants to see him in action?
Honestly, I was just kind of paying attention to Chuck Norris. He was the man.
You were in love with that man.
Dude, he's awesome. And do you know why he's awesome? Because Bruce Lee said so.
Oh,
That's why.
Bruce Lee said so?
who's
Yeah.
Bruce Lee?
You know why Chuck
I'm not
Norris is
impressed
famous?
with him either.
Because he
Yeah.
has
Chuck Norris was the only guy who ever was able to hold his own against Bruce Lee at a tournament at Madison Square Garden. The role of the bad guy in Return of the Dragon
Yeah.
was just supposed to go to some random Asian dude like Bolo Young Part 2.
yeah.
Until fucking he fought Chuck Norris and he was literally the only guy who could stand up to him. And he called his director and
that's
said,
not true.
fire the Asian guy, we're giving a job to this guy.
I saw Burt Ward hold his ground against Bruce Lee in that episode of Batman Meets Green Hornet.
Lee?
So, you know,
Was there really an episode of Batman Meets the Green Hornet?
You never saw that one?
How did I miss that?
Oh my god, it's like the most awkward scene in the world because Bruce Lee's like doing all these moves and like Robin's circling around him like, and it was just like you know he's gonna get his ass kicked, and then they cut that scene. And
wasn't
then,
Bruce Lee and Scooby Doo too? Was an episode. Of
Okay, wow. We're
so was Batman and Robin,
So,
so-
going
That's what I
off.
thought of.
Main,
yeah, but this is important stuff here.
It is. I didn't
There was-
even know about
This
that.
was a
is, but once
crossover
you
with
mention
Green Hornet
Scooby-Doo,
and, Batman and
you
Robin.
went too far.
Oh, I have it on DVD. I'll show
Okay,
it to you.
Scooby
Yeah,
Snack.
I'll lend that to you.
Me too.
Stevie Snack.
So, Avenging Spider-Man #7. I kind of accidentally bought a double Imimim book. It's SNK.
You enjoyed it.
And his wife / sister / mother. We don't know what she is in relation to him.
Artwork's still terrible, though. I mean,
It's-
Did you enjoy the book though?
All right, it's not terrible.
It's like
It's
having sex with a Presbyterian. You go, oh my God, you're a Presbyterian? Do you know what I mean?
Pokey
I
poke.
don't get it, actually.
There was
White humor.
what was I gonna say? A lot of cats. A lot of cats.
It's listen. When you've read the Hulk as a slut, this is good
A
shit.
lot of cats.
She's not fucking the Juggernaut in this.
What
She was
you got?
fucking the Juggernaut?
Yeah, she fucked the Juggernaut once. It was drawn out like they were in a broken bed together. And
Wow.
Wolverine said, "I'm not fucking you. I'm not having Juggernaut sloppy seconds to her."
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, but he has a healing factor. He doesn't have to worry about diseases or anything.
I would have hit it.
Yeah, I would have just been like, all right.
Actually, there's an
That's a
Avengers.
good point.
There's an
Juggernaut
Avengers
had herpes, he
Triple
wouldn't
X
get it.
parody out in which Chyna the wrestler plays the Hulk. She-Hulk. I shit you not.
Chyna's that man that's pretending to be a woman and everybody pretends to buy it, right?
Yeah, maybe I should Google
Not
her.
for nothing, but she will break you in half. Like, if she's watching this and she gets mad,
She's like, I'm gonna
and
fuck
if she
him.
comes looking for me, it's every man for himself.
If she finds you, she'll love you. She's an alky.
So Scarlet Spider.
Wait,
I'm not reading this
Why are you still
anymore.
reading that for me?
I love this shit. He threatens to torture somebody.
But he doesn't. He's a bitch.
No, he's about
He's a
to.
fucking
He's not.
Spider-Man bitch.
He's not a bitch. He's awesome. He kicks ass.
He's standard Marvel Universe Punisher. He's a fucking bitch.
I don't know. I
Not
like
with
it.
it. Not with it.
Listen, considering Spider-Man's fucking everywhere, this little
He's the
different.
new Wolverine.
This different take on
Explain that
Spider-Man.
phrasing of that phrase.
He's on every team imaginable.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fantastic Four, Avengers,
I got it.
Avenging Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man Parallel Lives.
You know why they do that though? Because like nobody notices except for like comic fans. Like if you're like just an Avengers fan, you're not gonna know that. Why is Wolverine here and Spider-Man here and everywhere else at once?
Yeah, nobody fucking knows.
But like actual comic fans, like what the fuck?
Right.
that was funny.
Fight's
that was
over.
all the can.
Fight's over.
Moving on to DC, Green Lantern 9. This shit was good.
It was.
This told you the whole story of the Indigo tribe and how they were They were basically made by Abin Sur
Which
and
is
this
nice
other,
choice.
like the original Indigo dude, and they're all criminals.
Yeah.
Every last one of them is like a redeemed criminal, except they're brainwashed.
Yeah. So, should we tell them the ending?
Let's go with the reason why they were made in the first place, which is I think is pretty important. You know, because everybody knows that the Guardians are doing like some seriously fucked up shit right now.
Yeah.
And Avin Sur saw this coming, and the Green Lanterns are being the Purple Lanterns were originally made to kind of brainwash the Guardians and stop them from being evil little bastards.
Which they are.
Yeah. So this is kind of like, now that we know where this is going, I really can't wait to see how this
I
turns
haven't
out.
read Green Lantern in like forever since I was a kid, literally. But Guardians are evil little bastards.
They're pricks. They're kind of like the
They're like Congress.
they're
They
like the
mean well?
corrupt little. They don't even mean
No,
well.
that's not meaning well.
They want to decimate the entire Green Lantern Corps and make like the third police force. Like first we had the Manhunters who killed everyone.
And they fuck them over.
Right.
Yeah.
Then they had the Green Lanterns, and now we have this.
They sound like dicks.
So we've also got
Little blue dicks.
I wouldn't vote for them.
no. Batman.
Batman books. A few of them came out.
We got Batman and Robin, and Batgirl.
Night of Owls continues, and it's good. It's really fucking good. And the fact that it all happens in one night, it's interesting.
So it's one night that's crossing over all the books, basically.
DC does a lot of crossovers.
I'm noticing.
Yeah.
Especially in the New 52, where everybody's kind of, showing up in everybody else's book.
There's
Yeah.
a new 52?
There is, as a matter of fact, there is.
Really.
Now,
So-
wasn't the point of like the new 52 so like anybody can jump on? But it seems like they're doing the
Technically.
same old thing, where they're I don't want to buy 3 Batman books. I might want to buy just one.
That was probably the original concept before.
Yeah,
But
dropped
now they're
that.
doing the same old mistakes. It seems like. I mean,
All the Batman books.
I mean, it's great.
Batwing-
If I can afford to buy like 50 comics every Wednesday, then fine.
Except Batwoman. Batwoman is not. a
Batwoman's
crossover.
that's why I like that.
She's a lesbian, so like, no, we're not fucking with
But
her.
you don't need to buy those other side issues. You could just buy Batman.
No, you can stick to Batman. Fuck
Because
the
he's
rest.
kind of
And you still be able to follow it? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of
Oh, all right.
explaining what they're doing in like a couple
Okay,
of
that's
panels.
different. But yeah.
Yeah, it's
When you
just
say
like side
crossovers, I
adventures.
get
It's
like,
not continuing. No, I don't think it's
Okay.
continuing, right? It's
Yeah,
not
no, it's just like little side adventures and stuff, and like
Alright.
going into more detail as to other aspects of it.
then I shall retract my comment.
But it is well done, though.
At
really
least. Speaking of well done, book of the week,
Book of the week.
IDW's Night of 1,000 Wolves.
There weren't that many that I counted.
No, there weren't 1,000, but yet, I mean, this is only issue 1 of 3.
Yeah, they're not all going to be in the first issue.
Right, I guess.
There were some pretty big ones though, so maybe they count as a couple of themselves.
The artwork was what made me buy this book in the first place. It's phenomenal. The detail is awesome.
It's funny that you really enjoy his art because you couldn't manage to get him on Skype last time we were here.
Well, we have our fair share of technical difficulties.
Oh, don't we?
But that's your boy, right?
Dave Wachter. We almost had him on the show the other time, but we ran into some technical difficulties.
He's got a
with
really
doing it.
awesome variant cover that I'd kind of like to pick up.
Well, I mean, his work in it is brilliant too. He
it's
does like
phenomenal.
ink and kind of wash, and it's. I actually at one time had him do a Fallen Angel thing when I did the Fall of the Sun trade paperback. We did like a trade with different artists. He was Mike Norton was one of them, and he was one of them.
And you'll never let him do it again, will you?
No, he fucking outdid me, so fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Wachter.
So hopefully, Dave, if you'd like to come back on the show, we'd love to have you. The work
Seriously.
on this is awesome.
We're actually gonna, Dave. I don't know if you don't know this yet, but you're gonna be on the show in like 2 weeks. So I'll give you a call. We should have Bobby on too.
The story is
brilliant.
sick.
The pacing is excellent. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's good
This is
pacing.
what I like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is what I like.
It happens right away.
into the
Everything
story.
happens right away.
Not a bunch of not a bunch of
Exposition.
setup or
Yeah,
exposition.
right.
It's just like bang. Here's
And the
story.
fact that, I mean, can we just tell them about that? Like that initial splash page?
Well, spoiler. Put the cheese.
They had the balls to fucking kill like a 10-year-old girl. And not just kill her, but have her fucking throat and stomach ripped out by
A
hungry
wolf
wolves.
just tearing her throat out 10 pages in. It was fucking
No, 6.
brilliant.
And the other one's just chowing on her stomach like,
And it's Dave Wachter art, so it's like really brilliant.
It is.
It's gory. It's brilliant. It's
And apparently there's like this mother wolf god kind of thing.
yeah,
that-
Magda or
Something.
Nagma or something like that.
But and either way, like she comes back. And
Nagri.
she's like
Yeah.
a giant werewolf.
And she's the
Nagri
mother
and
of
her
all
children.
wolves
Yeah.
and their children. Yeah, it's just like it's not just a brilliant werewolf story.
There's a
but
lot of
it's
fucking just
brilliant,
holy shit
yeah.
moments.
There's a brilliant mythology to the werewolf idea. in
Fucking
this.
good.
It's if the second issue is half as good as this one, then I'm gonna stay with it for the whole thing.
It's only 3 issues long.
yeah.
It's gonna be hard
It's
to
a
follow.
trilogy.
It's not
Yeah.
DC, so I'm not
It
worried
would be
about it.
good, yeah.
But I mean, I'm hoping there's gonna be more after this.
Also, IDW, I picked this one up kind of on a whim. Frankenstein, Alive,
That looks good,
Alive.
yeah.
The artwork was,
That's
again,
redundant.
what kind of spurned me on this one. If you've ever read, Warren Ellis made a Frankenstein book that was, the artwork was kind
remember
of
that.
similar to this. Basically, it's like Frankenstein. It starts out where he's like a
That's
part of
Wrightson,
a...
right?
What?
It's Bernie Wrightson.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
like
you don't
this
go wrong with Bernie
member of
Wrightson.
a sideshow kind of thing, and then they just go into the origin of how he hates his father and everything, and you know it trails back to the
Daddy
original
issues.
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, where
Which is good, 'cause
Dr.
he-
Frankenstein is yelling at him like, "You killed my brother, you killed my nephew, you killed everybody in my fucking family."
I hate-
He's like, "Well, you deserved it. You're an asshole."
I don't care for stupid Frankenstein at all, and this is done so well.
Well,
He
in the
talks
original,
and-
like he learned to
Poetry
speak,
and shit, yeah, he
yeah,
was-
he wasn't just a
Helen Keller.
dumb monster.
No.
He became a human
Oh, was that
being.
the one where he did that putting on the Ritz? He was dancing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Put on the Ritz?
That's all you.
Fanboys versus Zombies, issue 2.
All
It's
you.
still fun. It's fun. If you're just looking for fucking, like, they do like little homage covers. Last month was Star Wars, the Star Wars, like the original poster.
I saw
had, like-
that. Yeah.
It's just like, it's a happy book. It's fucking fanboys at a convention that gets fucking overwhelmed by
Well,
zombies.
it's a great concept. I know it's a little bit of pandering to us, but I mean,
yeah.
I love the concept. You know.
Who amongst us does not have a zombie apocalypse survival scenario, you know, in the works?
Oh, I'm heading straight
Now
to
I feel
you,
like
yeah.
I don't, but
Well, you just come here. We'll take
well,
care of it.
no. We already talked about that. Me and my wife are coming here.
Yeah, no, it's understandable. And last but not least this week, TMNT in color Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
It's just a
I
reprint
love
of the
this.
original, but it's in color.
Yeah, but look, it's yeah.
It's cute.
And the less, I mean, it's. I still think it's cooler in black and white, but I always wanted to see it in color.
Yeah, me
You
too.
know,
It's kind of why I bought it.
Yeah,
And
just because I'm curious, I wanted to see it, and I love just seeing this again in print because you know, IDW's doing some great stuff with Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles. I love what they're doing because they're kind of compiling everything that's been done in different phases of the Turtles, like whether it's the cartoon or the movies,
Right, kind of
the original.
combining
They're
it
kind of
into
just compiling it into one kind of thing and
Right.
making it all make sense. But I miss this.
I'm still
I
waiting
miss
for-
the Turtles when I was a teenager and buying this and going, well, oh my God, something new finally, you know.
I'm waiting for Bebop and
death
Rocksteady.
comes to us all, Orokosaki.
Oh, Jesus.
Something
Oh,
much worse
Jesus.
waits for you. For when you die,
Vanilla Ice?
it will be without honor. Yes, Vanilla Ice was he was pretty bad.
Ice Ice Baby.
And on behalf of all white people, I'd like to apologize for Vanilla Ice. We didn't know he was going to do that. He didn't mention it at any of the meetings.
Well, what's worse is David Bowie stealing that song from him.
Yeah, that was a ripoff.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I know. Like nobody even says anything about it when
I thought
like
you were serious for me.
You know what the fucking
I
worst
know.
part? No, it took me a second because, but
Yeah,
there
me
are people
too.
out there that believe you.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
the worst. Like if you go
anybody
on
out
Google,
there that believes me, put a gun in your mouth and shoot your fucking self.
If you Google why do all of these famous artists redo the Glee songs, like, don't you just want to punch the person that fucking searches that?
Don't even fucking get me started on Glee.
Please don't.
I don't want to, but like,
Dude,
this is the state of the world we live in. There are
That
a
just
lot
makes
of
me
fucking
sad.
stupid people in the world.
No.
Doesn't it kind of make you hope that the Mayans are right?
Back to the fucking Mayans.
No, really, we gotta get the fuck
if the
out of
Mayans
here.
were so smart, why the fuck did one guy with one ship take that whole fucking place over?
All right, I'm done.
They didn't. The aliens kidnapped the Mayans.
Okay,
back
yeah,
home.
we're done. Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Totally.
Columbus came in with one ship, and they're like, "Oh, okay."
I'm done. See you.
That's because they had diseases.
Columbus wasn't the
Well, they
Mayans.
brought with them
Columbus
diseases.
was Wait, no.
Why do I know that Jay's nipples were pierced?
Why were you thinking about this?
Well, we just started talking
We've been
about
kind of talking about nipples. And
the entire time.
He's capturing.
I know.
Okay.
But fortunately, Steve's in the way.
Pete was like, I thought your nipples were pierced.
Okay.
As in you had thought about that at some point in the past.
No, like, it just occurred to me right now.
It's like when you
I
wake
had
up
this dream
screaming.
last night. And
Yeah, when you wake up screaming and you're like, JK's nipples are pierced, aren't they?
I imagine that there's some sort of chain connecting the two of them with like a little skull pendant in the middle.
oh yeah. Oh.
Oh my god. Lift your hand first.
Oh yeah.
And that's how you clear up that case of gonorrhea. Honestly, you just get a little bit of acetone, mix it with some caulk, spread it on, and let it sit for like
You
several
said
hours. Oh, we're on. Caulk. What?
Like a cork sucker?
You're no good. You're no good.
Thanks. Everybody thank him.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve. Come on, Steve, give us a clap.
Ron never does a spit take. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Your mic is fine, but it's just a little bit crooked, so let me just fix it before we go on.
He just wants to touch you again.
I know.
He does just want to touch you.
Oh, getting a
Going over
freebie.
there to get my free touches of your
Yeah.
non-existent chest there.
I think it's crooked.
It is crooked. Very crooked.
So that's art. That's how you. It's an art
Bottle
film.
cap to straighten it out.
What's wrong with it being crooked? Everybody just like lean this way a little bit.
Just oh,
Oh.
Maron. You have a case for that? Thank God.
Why do I know that Jay's nipples were pierced?
Why were you thinking about this?